things are otherwise good.
Yep. Okay. Quark, you ready to turn on commentator's voice?
Ready? And here we go. So, we'll pretend I just came on the mic. Welcome to It's Dangerous to Go Alone, September 21, and we're going to be seeing the top cut. And we'll be starting off with Dizzy Donations and Busy Banyans.
Indeed, we will. Today, hi everyone, I am DJam98, the head organizer and now co-commentator for this tournament. And beside me, we have Quark. How are you going today, Quark?
Yeah, pretty good. It's been a pretty slow day, but it's nice to be here. I'm not much around at IGTA, but I help run tournaments for IPL and Deep Sea Solutions and commentate a bunch of stuff, so that's why I'm here. And we're going to be starting off with Clam Blitz on Mako Mart. Any thoughts on the map?
Let's just say we can go from one basket to the other in a matter of like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting to see, well, if this goes into a stalemate, one of those stalemate matches where you don't have a clam until like the last 10 seconds, I'm not expecting to see that in this match. I'm expecting to see probably quite a few power clams, probably more of the someone gets a power clam, runs away, gets another power clam. More along those lines rather than more of the huge pushes as it's such a small map to quickly defend as well as it's quick to attack to as well.
Yeah, it'll definitely suit a lot. Anyone pulls out weapons like sloshers or carbon, any kind of roller is going to suit them well because all the slopes. I believe Natsu or Nat Owo is a Dynamo main, so we might see some Dynamo action. It's always nice to see Dynamo in any situation.
Dynamo is a very unique weapon, to say the least.
It's very much it controls so much space in a map like this. It's going to help a lot if there's, like, you can control the entire approach to the basket with a horizontal flick. It's going to make it really useful for defense and actually slowing down this very fast-paced match. Other than that, I can't guess too much on the weapons, so I don't really know anyone here.
It's hard to say. I just closed down my XFL spreadsheet, which had everyone's playstyle listed. So I actually have no idea what these individual playstyles are that these players are wielding.
Though I also do know that Juice and Lemon, I believe, are both on the team. I think it's Up the Ante outside of this tournament. So I'm going to be interested to see how Busy Banyans does in terms of their coordinations. I've seen that team play before. I think one of them is like a midline player and the other plays like frontline support, but I might be mistaken.
Who knows? We'll be seeing it very soon. We're just waiting on Busy Banyans to ready up, and then we'll get started into this first match today.
Perhaps they're trying to throw their opponents off by waiting to the last second to ready up. Or they're just making a plan.
Oh, one person, 2 people. Are we going to get 3?
They're helping us build suspense. It's fine.
just slowly count down in anticipation. 5-4. Oh,
and here we go.
Let's get started on round 1 of this semi-final match. We have Clam Blitz on Mako Mart, Dizzy Donation versus Busy Banyans.
Yeah, and we're gonna see an interesting comp coming out of Dizzy Donations. You don't see a Forge too often because you usually will tend to see Squeezer instead because of longer range and higher damage. And also Natsu not bring out the Dynamo, rather bring out a Fling, so that's going to be really useful for the missile support. I'm expecting a lot of special spam out of Dizzy Donations between the end zap and the Flings, and to a lesser extent that Splash as well, because with their paint they can get a lot of bomb rushes, and we've got Dizzy Donation is popping out armor and missiles already, so Busy Banyans is did temporarily take map control at first, but now it's just a stalemate in mid, though. One down on both sides. Armor coming out for Dizzy Donations now after surviving the armor and the missiles of Dizzy Donations. And Lemon's pushing up, doing a really nice job with the 96 gal, pressuring the Dizzy Donations back, but that's 3 down on the side of Busy Banyans, and Lemon's got to run, but they're not going to make it out in time, and they will be taken down before they can jump out.
That was very close to getting a push, but here we go. The return push from the Busy Banyans. Or was that Dizzy Donation?
That was Donations,
That was the Dizzy Donations. But here we go, as we said, 1 clam down to 68, but with a soft wipe. That will be the end of that push, only with 1 bubble just dancing over in the enemy's spawn area. Now this gives the chance for the Busy Banyans to have a chance. And here comes the burst bomb rush from Artemis, securing some much-needed turf, as well as the Busy Bunnies do have 2 more specials, the Inkjet and Armor combo. Getting 1 splat on the Flingser, however, both players are 1 player down. Now 2 players down. 2v2 on the field right now. Another Inkjet out. Seeing Inkjets left, right, and center like it's no tomorrow. Sitting on 24 clams. Coming out to the basket. Breaks, sets it down to 80 with only 2 players, 1 player remaining.
Yeah, it took them a little too long to push there because they didn't pass enough clams to be able to make the 2 power clams in time to take advantage of the opportunity. So they did get the power clam in, but nothing more. And that's going to give Dizzy Donations a pretty easy push to set up because they'll have that power clam ready already. And Busy Banyans needs to retake map control. They've already done that. The 96 and the burst bomb kill coming out from Carbine, who's taken off by fall off in that splash. We got a 3-3 situation in the field. The Flings are doing a good job to control area and push Busy Banyans back. But Busy Banyans now has an opening, but the Inkjet is taken down and is looking and traded out by the Soda Slusher. We've got an effective stalemate here, but the missile's coming out. And another member of Busy Banyans going down. It's looking like Dizzy Donations gonna take control of the map just for right now.
Yeah, they do. It's just anyone's game still. 1 player down on the side of Dizzy Donation. It's going to be 1 as well as a power clam at the ready. Shoots for the basket, gets in. Is there enough clams near there?
Oh, wipe!
That is a complete wipe! 6 clams getting in down to 55. They've taken the lead.
Yeah,
Busy Banyans.
Yeah, Dizzy Banyans did an amazing job there, just getting the picks they needed. Move again, they're still going. The members of Dizzy Donation are a little bit scattered, so they will finally finish off Busy Banyans, getting it all the way down to 16. And Dizzy Donation bomb kill, blowing up that splash. And the Banyans moving up again. The Dizzy Donation does have 2 power clams, but they're 1 down, and they still have much more than 2 power clams to score to work up from. And then Tanchi is going to take down another one. Getting taken out by the Flingser, who dropped in really well. Flingser's popping a really dangerous missile, though. They left themselves wide open. It does look like they seem to have used themselves as bait to get their opponents taken out by missiles. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but it was quite the chaotic play, though. At least they traded out before they died.
Indeed, they did. We're seeing another clam here, but nowhere near the basket, having the bubbles at the ready. But as we said, it is quite a quick rush. If you want to head to the basket, you might be at the pity. That doesn't mean you can't make a push. But here we go, Lemon on the Busy Bunions with the power clam near the basket, gets shut down. 2 players down on the side of Dizzy Donation, and that's a clam in.
Yes, but it's not going to do terribly much, because it won't eat through all those penalty points. It's just going to give Busy Banyans more clams and another opportunity to push. But, oh, it looks like we have a DC. I believe looks like the Flings has DC'd, but unless the rules are drastically different from anything else, that's not going to be a replay, given that the score was too low and the match is too far along.
No replay, yeah, on both counts. It is too far, and the points are beyond 50. So this match will have to continue.
They're going for a push, despite being down a member due to DC, and they get the power. Oh, they missed. Ow, that's unfortunate.
The power, and that is a wipe in the final 10 seconds. It is going to be incredible. They do have a pity clam. They do have the chance to push, but with the DC, this is going to be an incredibly tough push. Can they get the 2? No, gets 1. Tanashi at the basket, and that is a wipe. Overtime,
and that's
basket, dunk. And that is game 1.
Yeah, even without the DC, I don't think Dizzy Donation would have come back, though hopefully it doesn't happen at a less opportune time than... If anything, that was probably a better time to DC than, at minute, 2.5 of the match. And we see both Artemis doing a great job top fragging. We saw them a lot on the stream cam this match. Really good Slosher gameplay, and just waiting on Natsu to join back. Hopefully their internet did not, completely die.
Yeah, hopefully they haven't got, a power outage. There's been a few of those recently.
Yeah, especially with the last... someone had a power outage we saw. And was in California, I believe? And yes, Natsu is returning back from the connection dead. And we're going to be moving on to tower control and anchovy games.
Alright, just to update my stats here, which team won the first one? I was trying to fix an error on the stream.
That would be Banyans, so orange.
Alright.
Any thoughts about this map, DJam?
I've been seeing this map a lot recently. What's unique about this, particularly tower control on this map, is that it's a linear path, but it's also not, as it hooks around the side a little, but then from there it's a straight shot to where the KO will end you. So it's unique in that stage, but it's also quite a low tower. Like, it is very easy to get on and very easy to shoot on top of. It's from wherever you are on this stage.
Yeah, it's interesting that linear stretch across plat is interesting because you can see that it can snowball either way for both teams, because it can be really hard to push onto the tower and stop the tower, because if your opponents play their cards right and deploy like an inkjet and throw bombs into the ledge. But on the other hand, if you're attacking and your opponents can get situated on that ledge, it's going to be very hard for you to push because it's just fire coming down from so many angles. It's very much a double-edged sword, and it just depends on who has control of that ledge.
But what also makes this map interesting is the fans on the outside border, which allows for any player, even if they're getting camped, to make a flank at any given second, because that flank route is open from your spawn. So
yes, you don't see too many people using propellers, but it's always an option.
There's always the option, and I've seen some incredible plays where people have done that and they had no idea what was coming for him. But here we go. We are heading into the second game of DJam98 on Busy Banyans. On the side of Dizzy Dunyans, we have a Splattershot, NZAP, K-Pro, and Tri-Slasher. On the side of Busy Banyans, we also have a NZAP, K-Rapid, Gal, and a Slosher Machine.
Yeah, both sets got that have a Booyah Bomb, which will help in stopping the tower, because it's the most useful special for denying a push, aside from a Stingray. And we see one down has already gone down on Dizzy Donations with, or rather, on Busy Banyans, with Dizzy Donations taking early initiative. Though, Busy Banyans will be the first to push, despite Dizzy Donations getting the first pick. There's a nice jump there, but they're really... it looks like Nazi does get one pick, but it's taken out by the NZAP. And the baller is also running on the side of Busy Banyans. They do have the opportunity to do this push, but they're going to need to get picks. They will, once the machine gets back, have a lot of chip damage, though, between the Rapid, the Torpedoes, the Fizzy Bombs, and the machine. So I think that's going to be really annoying for Dizzy Donations to have to deal with, especially if they get trapped on ledges or in other places where they can't shoot back, but the machine or the blaster can camp them. And that's another member of Dizzy Donations going down. The splashdown coming out, the bombs coming out on the plat, and Dizzy Donations is going to get pushed back. One down on both sides, 3-3 situation. And Tanji's going to need to move up pretty soon, or the pressure they're putting on isn't going to be enough. They popped the Booyah Bomb in order to continue this push, and they might break the second... Yeah, another Booyah Bomb coming out. They might break the second checkpoint, but it's not looking too good for this push right now.
Tanashi gets one, but does get splattered in return. But just as we reach the seconds, and there we go, another splat down. Is this going to be a triple? It does not seem it.
Yeah, it's not going to be a triple, but it's going to end that push for Busy Banyans and give Dizzy Donations a chance to recover. However, they're going to lose a member almost immediately. So they get another pick, and another one that's going to open things up for them just enough to at least start getting a push, but they're going to get a lot more picks, and they're going to need their specials ready, because they just spent... It looks like they just spent their specials getting back into mid, and the missiles are coming out early to try to stagger Busy Banyans, and it will succeed. A member of them going down as well. The rain coming out, I think, a little early, if anything, because it hit an area of plat that Dizzy Donations wasn't even on at the time. They had already moved.
There was barely any players there, and it wasn't like any... They weren't pushing the tower at that second anyway. But 2 players down on both sides, heading into the first checkpoint, but gets splattered on the checkpoint, gets jumped in, dancing around the checkpoint. Are they going to be able to clear it? No, they are not. Tanashi up there punishing the divine justice from above.
The Carbine's going to be try to move up, but forced to push back because of the chip damage from that Rapid, and he's going to charge straight through that Fizzy Bomb, going in with their armor, and they splash it. They're going to miss the cancel, though. That's going to put them in a bad situation because the armor splash damage got them. Now they're caught in the 3v1. They do manage to trade it out, and there's a 2v2 situation in the field. However, Busy Banyans does have the initiative because the members of Dizzy Donations are trying to run, but they're almost going to get... The machine almost getting picked, but it's dropped on by the K-Shot, the K-Pro rather, instead of the ballers coming for that K-Pro. and it's going to be difficult for them to survive. But they live. But the rolled torpedo into blaster shot combo is going to take them out. We're seeing another nice move by Lemon, trying to go with that rolled torpedo to shot combo. That's really deadly in a lot of cases, especially if you can hit that direct. But they will just get taken out because they missed a little bit. And remember, Flare getting a nice pick, opening things up, but the rain's coming out, the armor coming out to counter it. Another member of Busy Donations going down. Another member going down. That's 3 down for Busy Donations. That's going to end their next attempt at the push.
But it does give Busy Banyans the chance they need to further their push and secure their lead.
Yes, and Busy Banyans is going to move up again. They might be able to continue the push and break past that second checkpoint, though despite... After their early push, we've seen a fairly stalemate match with both sides exhausting a lot of resources each other in order just to get into mid, and then once they get into mid, the other side just pushes back and it's repeated. However, now it's really starting to open up with 2 members of DC Donations going down late, and this is going to put them in a horrible situation in order to have any sort of comeback, because they're going to be already down members before they can push up, and then they'll have to push all the way through mid and get through an entire checkpoint that Busy Banyans is just going to roll right through. The specials are coming out. There's 2 down the side of Destinations. It's highly unlikely they'll make a counter push here, though we did see 1 member of Busy Banyans going down, and they are going to break that 3rd checkpoint. Busy Banyans will likely win this convincingly, unless a miracle happens.
Yeah, with only 10 seconds left on the clock. However, 2 do go down on the side of Busy Banyans. A Booyah Bomb onto the tower. They do take the tower. Gets splattered. There's only 1 player left, the K Rapid. But they jump out. This does give Dizzy Donation to make a push, but this is heading from 0 to 100 to make this push. Every member of Busy Banyans is out there trying to stop the tower, but no, gets splattered.
Yeah, we saw an engagement there with the K-Pro and the Zap. I think they came in really hard, but it was a 2v1 situation, but 1 member of Dizzy Donations was dragged off to fight someone else, so it instead became a 1v1 where that Zap had that pain advantage and let them win. And that's going to be a 2-0 set for Busy Banyans at the moment. With if they win the next game, they will win the set. If not, Dizzy Donations will have to reverse sweep in order to take this bet and move on to the grand finals.
Always love seeing reverse sweep.
Yeah, it almost happened. I don't know if you saw at Riptide yesterday. We almost saw a low ink team, which is Inkling Technology at Purdue, beat Assault and Pepper, which is Div 2. They lost by 1 point. It was a crazy match.
Yeah. I generally don't get to see much of the Riptide matches because of my time zone, and
I believe the VOD's saved. If you look on Endgame's channel,
I might take a look at that. But taking a look at the bracket, while we may be watching Dizzy Donation versus Busy Bunyan, Internal Impact versus Average Airbag have won their match 3-0. So the winner of this set will be playing against Internal Impact.
Yeah, so we're going to move on to Rainmaker and Blackbelly Skatepark, which is going to be a fun match. We're going to see likely a very high scoring on both sides just because of how easy it is to push on Blackbelly once you have a bit of an advantage. How fast the score ticks down.
I 100% agree with you on that. This is one of the easiest maps to get points quickly if you're not careful. You've got the middle route. Well, you've actually got 2 middle routes. You've got the jump on that little block you see there, as well as the plateau-like ramps, as well as you've got the hook around to either the left or right, depending on which side you're on. But here we go. We're heading into 3rd match of the semi-finals. Dizzy Donation versus Busy Bunions. We have a Cancer Splattershot and Zap, Julie Squelchers, and a Tri-Slosher. On the side of Busy Bunions, we have a Enzap, K-Rapid, a Gal, as well as a...
Busy Bunions not fighting? It seems like something happened, because they're all sitting in spawn. I don't know if a member suddenly had to go AFK or something, and they're just waiting till late DC. But either way, it looks like we're going to get a replay here. So it would be nice if they told us what's going on.
The chat.
Yeah. Because Busy Bunions definitely isn't playing right now. Unless they're forfeiting. But let's have to see. Anyway, I do know we didn't see any major changes to the comp aside from that CDS coming out.
No,
VDS,
the issue was it was the wrong map and mode.
Oh, yeah, I should have
What we
checked the
should be
list.
seeing. So what we were seeing is round 2.
Yes,
of
we
the
should be seeing
preliminaries.
Mako zones.
Correct, that is. So hence that's why we saw a little bit of a confusion before.
Yeah, happens to the best of us. I wouldn't. So that's at least it wasn't at least they didn't have to go because that would have been awkward trying to find a sub right there.
Will they have to keep the same weapons because it was a different map mode, or?
No, it's not a DC, so.
All right.
So I wager they will.
No,
at least we'll be seeing Busy Banyans keeping that same or very similar weapon pool, except they may switch back to that Soda Slosher and 96 gal depending on how much paint they want and whether or not they want the bomb rush or the splashdown. But their comp they ran last match could be equally effective, especially with all that chip damage on a map like Mako Mart with all its tight spaces. I think it'd be a very good comp for them to run.
Rainmaker, luckily Rainmaker and Mako zones are the same thing. Not really. They're a little different.
Yeah.
But we are returning back to Mako Mart. We did have Mako Mart with Clam Blitz earlier in this round. So the teams know well and truly what this map has to offer them. However, we do have the only zone that isn't either a circle, a square, or a rectangle. It is a plus shape.
Yes, to say I don't want to count that many sides, but I think that's 12 sides. I'm too lazy to count. 10 or 12, something like that. Anyway, we see a very similar comp coming out of Busy Banyans, just switching back to that 96, likely for more paint, and double armor I think will help them, just because the weapons of Iteration can't put too much chip damage down, so they'll just be able to charge right through them and get the kill, especially if that K-Gal's RNG doesn't cooperate. So we see the K-Gal inside of Busy Banyans going down first. The members of Dizzy Donation are pushing up and getting the cap, though I think they also have a little more paint, I believe, than Busy Banyans, which will put them at an advantage. They've got the rain coming out. The armor has come out for Busy Banyans, but they're 2 down, so I think that armor must have just been a panic. And then the splashdown jump? Well, it looks like they saw it coming. And there was nothing really capitalized off it, so that splashdown jump I think was a bit wasted. And the 52 on the side of Dizzy Donations nearly dies, but is able to escape quickly. And it's looking like since we see another member going down for Busy Banyans, as long as Dizzy Donations just holds on and keeps getting specials, they'll be able to get a quick KO. They got the Booyah Bomb coming out, going for a pick. However, the gal is going to take that other gal down, and Busy Banyans is finally getting it open and getting 2 down on Dizzy Donations, but it's still not enough to count the zone. The Zap and the VDS putting out so much pain.
Have a splashdown, a Booyah Bomb. Is this going to be enough to flip the zone? Yes, it is. And there we go. That is the 57-point penalty for the side of Dizzy Donation. That is a tough penalty to go through. However, it does give the Busy Banyans a lot of breathing room before the KO is ensured.
It also means that Busy Banyans, any of their players who are running last-ditch effort, are going to have it in full effect now, if I recall correctly. So that's going to give them an advantage that Dizzy Donations won't have. They'll be able to paint for a lot longer without having to stop through a full rank, and they'll be able to throw more bombs. Or, well, sprinklers. I wonder if they're running double sprinkler. I mean, except it's a pity that sprinklers break, I believe, once you throw another one. Because we just need to see a wall of sprinkler rush win.
Oh, I would just that sounds painful. But wow, look at this. Lemon gets the double splat, gets a triple splat. That is, and flip the zone. They're nearly close to taking down 40. That is a quad for Lemon.
Yes, lemon pie actually. Looks like they were a bit hungry for pie, and they're going to eat squids instead, because who doesn't want squid pie? However, Busy Banyans will only get a couple points lead before it flips back to Dizzy. It doesn't even. It looks like it's going to flip back to Dizzy Donations, but there's so many weapons painting for Busy Banyans. Even despite the 2 specials, there's too many members down on Dizzy Donations for them to actually get the splat. And Lemon getting yet another kill, absolutely popping out of this match, and only a few points left on the board. The Zap doing everything they can, but it's not going to be enough against 3. Oh, they get the
Oh,
kill.
is it?
They
They
might
get
just be able to
one.
hold this themselves. They've bought enough time for the
And
team,
the
but
Ed
the
Zap
Booyah
holds
Bomb's going
it.
to come out.
Booyah Bomb.
They're still holding.
Gets
They
continues
get
to
another,
get another splat.
and
That's
they
the
get
zone.
the
They
cap.
got it.
They keep themselves in the game just barely.
The busy Banyans now have a 70-point penalty to clear. That is immense. Now, both teams do have the opportunity to get that last-ditch effort in full effect. Lemon and Busy Bunions have the zone once again. However, that turf is charging back at them. Lemon gets another splat, an assist as well. Zone 50-50. No one has control at the moment. 2 players down on the side of the Dizzy donation. It is anyone's zone right now as there is ink going all over. Busy Bunions do take control as Dizzy donation do have 3 players down.
These donations, they've got one more shot. They've got to be insanely careful to feed. They don't have enough time to really set up a push stuff. So I think this is going to be game, especially because there's both armors and that splashdown ready. We've got the rain coming out, the missiles, the armor. Everything's going for Busy Bunions. They might just make the zone in time, and they make it in time. Almost, but the splashdown.
The splashdown
Ending the game, and that's going to be the set as well.
Secures this game for Busy Bunions 3-0.
Yeah, it was amazing job by all the members of Busy Banyans, but especially the Lemon, 17k, 6 armors. I think that was 12 armors between the Zap and the 96 gal. So, exceptional performance. Lemon, I'm seeing a teammate of theirs commenting in chat that apparently Lemon does this all the time and just says nothing about it. So, well, I mean, they're just casually dropping a quad. And I'm not sure who's hosting this match, but we're going to be seeing Busy Banyans against Internal Impact. It's actually pretty interesting they went up against a team in average airbag because, well, airbags and then internal impacts is what happens when you're in a car and you hit your face in the airbag. So it's you're inside the car. I guess a fitting matchup for our semis, though. Now for finals, we will see these 2 teams going together. And the members of Internal Impact, I'm not familiar with most of them, though I believe I like Angstrom's name very much, and I believe the IGN of one of their other members is Jason. So,
all right,
I do
have one friended already because we lost to Internal Impact earlier. So they give me the password. You know where to put it. I will get this grand finale going. This has been so good to watch.
Yeah, it's been very good games.
I've just been lowering my mic volume and watching and going, I'll let you 2 do it. You 2 handle the commentary. You're great at it.
I haven't made very, very good puns at Force. I need to practice my puns.
You were too busy trying to say Busy Banyans and Dizzy
donations.
Okay, so
it's like part of IGTA. Like before the stream, you should just start to do a bunch of tongue twisters if you're commentating, so you can warm up your tongue.
Yeah, DJam, are you going to have similar tongue twisters next time?
Of course,
always.
There's
every the code that generates the names always makes tongue twisters.
It's always going to be illiterate. It's every season. We're up to season 24, and every season it's been streamed. There have been team names that are impossible to pronounce easily.
I'm not sure if this is your chronological 2-year anniversary, but if you've run every... But is this a 2 anniversary of IDGA? Because if it's season 24, that's 24 months.
No, it is
2
not.
years.
We've had 3 years of IDGA.
Oh, so it hasn't run every month then?
No, we do have
because
hiatuses every now and then.
Yeah. Oh, acidic anemones. Oh, that was not fun to say. I think I had to commentate as well. Thanks for reminding me that, Dissa.
There you go. Password is in the chat, so join and we will commentate.
Let's just
we will
keep people from The unlikely chance that somebody will try to stream snipe has been taken care of.
Stream snipe in a private or as they say the password, right? Yeah.
Yep.
That's nope. You should make it like stop sign colors.
I threw it together like an hour before before we went live, going, okay, what can I just? Nope. Blue and orange. Let's do typical Splatoon stuff.
It works. It does the job.
Does the job. Blocks off everything that needs to be blocked.
I have seen some interesting ways that some streamers have used to cover up the password. I know. Oh no, this wasn't for blocking a password, but to block what the team was playing. I know Zada has a graphic that it looks like his character is puking to cover all the names.
Well, that's pleasant. All right.
I mean, whatever keeps people from stream sniping. Anyway, we're going to be starting up on tower control on Manta Maria, which is fun. I love this. This map is pain. It's so hard to push if your opponents like get on tower. Oh yeah, I don't. Also, this was the map that we saw the 1 point meme between Assault and Pepper and ITAP. It was. It's quite the interesting map because it's so hard to push through that street area, especially if your opponents are up on their bunker.
It definitely is, especially anything that has some fall off or a player who knows how to do fall off. Anything like a slosher, a X-blosher, those type of weapons can be very good when you're just sitting in bunker, just trying to get that defense up. But here we go. We're heading into the first match of the grand finals of a Stage to Go Alone. September.
Double Splatling coming out. It's going to be a large range advantage for the side of Internal Impact with a Nautilus and a heavy remix and then a couple close range weapons. I think that's going to be a really effective team comp. And I like seeing double Splatling. I used to run that all the time. And on the side of Busy Banyans, we've got triple frontline with Zap, K-Gal, and I believe V-Splash. Which is a good pick. The Genji is going to help a lot here. And throwing a mist on tower is a really great way of playing defense just because it might not take your opponents out or force them off tower, but if they're going to stay on tower, they're going to be much easier pickings. And we see one down going both sides, and Internal Impact is going to have the opening push, popping that armor, and they've got two more specials at the ready as well.
Indeed, how that first push is not going to be very much. Only 3 points in is not going to get you any game today.
Yes, and if anything, Internal Impact did a good job weathering the specials, or rather, Busy Banyans did. And Internal Impact didn't really. They could have got that Inkjet out with that Booyah Bob and that armor, but they chose to not really have them all come in at the same time, which lessened their effectiveness. And then Busy Banyans will get the next push. The Nautilus nearly dying to a sprinkler, I think. And now
what?
Yeah, they looked like they got stuck on the sprinkler, but didn't die. And now Internal Impact is finally getting a solidified position. They've got 3 specials. They've got Rain coming out, Inkjet coming out, Armor coming out, Booyah Bomb probably about to come out. They've got a really good situation to push, but they've been having a hard time staying on tower because I think it might have been the Splash doing some damage, and 1 member will go down, but 2 going down on Busy Banyans.
And with the Nautilus just sitting up there, that is going to be a very good position for them to be in to clear that checkpoint, and they do. Already heading into the last 30 points of this match. BB Juice Howard up there, dancing on, gets 1 splat, but does not get the second. 2 players down on both teams. The tower is starting to go back. Howard heads into the street.
The Angstrom was taken down by that that jump camp on their Inkjet recall. They didn't really have a fairly safe position. I think they were banking on their team continuing to push. So once that happened, that didn't happen. Their Inkjet was very exposed. It looks like the Tri-Slashers here going in the rain, trying to engage the K-Gal. The K-Gal just backs up, takes them out, pushing in very fast off that armor. Is going to get an open. Yes, they will have an opening. Busy Banyans is going to start coming back here. They've got the chance. They've got the Booyah out. The Booyah is shredded though, and the 2 members are going down Busy Banyans. Lemon's gotta win these fights they're getting stuck in. And no, that's 3 members swarming onto the tower and forcing Busy Banyans to back off, but didn't get another couple picks. So Busy Banyans avoid that full wipe and are able to set up a defense and have armor coming out already and getting another pick on internal impact. They're going to be able to push again fairly shortly.
That was a very good defense, using those specials very well to not only protect the players with the armor, but even though the Booyah Bomb wasn't on the tower, it was in a great position to stop the opponent from pushing that tower. But here we go. They're making another push as they head in to the second checkpoint. A Booyah Bomb.
They get another pick. They gotta get that try. The try goes down. The last member's down. And the Nautilus is coming in, but they're likely going to be too late. There's only a few more ticks. However, Juice is dancing like crazy. And they get the lead at the last second, 22 to 24.
2 points. Only got a minute and a half left. And here we go. Busy Banyans now have to get this to defend. Wait, no, they're attacking.
Yeah, they are attacking. It's offensive defense, the best cut. And really, in a lot of situations, that's better because if your opponent's always forced back, it's a lot harder to attack it as opposed to you letting them come to. And the Naut's going to get stuck, forced to back up that Toxic Mist. And Internal Impact is able to push despite being 1 down. The Busy Banyans taking their numbers advantage and amplifying it with that armor isn't going to get much, and Engstrom just misses that Inkjet kill. Do they have Drop Roller? Okay, I don't see that too much in that. That's a member of Internal Impact going down, a member of Busy Banyans going down in return, and this mid is contested. The Internal Impact is looking like they'll be able to take a bit of an advantage here, especially as they have a special coming along as well. However, their Tri-Slasher goes down. There's only 30 seconds left. They've got a long way to go, and they cannot afford any more deaths. Though a member of Busy Banyans will go down, and the Tri-Slasher's jumping in, and we're just seeing a kill fest here while Internal Impact crawls forward.
Oh, no, it gets caught under the tower. The Tri-Slasher, we got Tri-Slasher getting some turf. However, gets, what was that splat? The 96 coming in from behind, splatting like no one. Here we go. The final 10 seconds. Internal Impact need to get onto this tower. No, Busy... Yes, Internal Impact to get onto the tower, but no!
And Lemon finish off, and they're just casually getting a double. Really good showing from Busy Banyans getting that comeback, and a really good showing from Internal Impact as well, with such a strong push and such strong control for the majority of the game. I'm not entirely sure what happens, but after that, it just seems they might have panicked a little, if anything. And we see 15k coming out of Lemon, 10 out of Nox. Those two work really well together, and they're very strong players in their own right as well.
But yeah, I'm so happy to see that these teams are really evenly matched today. That match was... We had that first initial push and it looked like that was going to be game, but no. It stopped. And
yes.
Now...
I'm not sure what happens. At least on our end.
Nope, sounded like
and
we're getting Eco's game sound.
I'm hearing a lot of audio, but little visual.
Okay, did something... Hang on 1 second while I see what just happened.
We'll present using a podcast, if need be, today.
My video disconnected for no apparent reason. Hang on 1 second while I fix that fun.
It'll be started in a second, it's probably just a little bit of an audio issue. If not, I'll just commentate off the stream and it'll be very delayed. This is fine.
That is the most... I think that's almost as delayed as you can get it these days.
Give me 3 seconds to fix this. I'll probably have to leave and come back.
Fix in a second. Just hang tight.
Got it.
We're going to spot sounds and humpback pump track. Cool, yay, we have lay audio.
Okay, 28 seconds left.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Absolutely.
Yes. And spot zones and humpback pump track, well, this is going to be a good one for Artemis. Oh, and I see a Slasher player, and they just DC in the lobby. I guess the Splatoon gods don't want the Slasher player and humpback. It would be too bright. It's too OP.
I suppose I didn't need to hurry then.
Well, we're no way of knowing.
True.
And if you can predict a DC, I'm sure you could predict the end of the world.
If you can predict a DC, we have the all tournament orgs would like to offer you a large sum of money.
I'll work on my psychic skills.
Yes, and it looks like Internal Impact is just going to KO everything. Well, Busy Banyans run in circles. Or KO the match, whatever. And unless they change their comps, I really hope Internal Impact doesn't. That double blaster comp is looking really nice. Because between the Luna and that K... I would say K-Pro. That K Rapid, I think a lot of chip damage and a lot of bomb pressure as well. That's going to be very hard for Busy Banyans to fight. And it's going to be a good counter to Lemon, if anything. Because they need to like stay firing in a straight line at their opponents, but if you have to deal with two blasters shooting on corners, it's going to be very hard to win those fights.
It seems they're having a lot of fun just waiting.
Just boinging around
on stream.
Little squid partying just to enjoy yourselves before you have to actually play the match.
Yeah, the what do we call this?
Squid bagging?
A party before death. Before they split
Party
each other.
before death. A pre-mortem rave? I don't know.
Is that a smiley face? I think that's a smiley face up at the top.
It looks like someone tried to draw a harder smiley face or something, yeah.
And we know who the murderer was. Alright, I'll go quiet now.
Okay. So now we're just going to wait for the member of, I believe it is, yes, it is of Busy Banyans to join back up, and we will get this match started underway. However, this does mean Busy Banyans are, if a DC does occur on their side again, they will have to play through.
Yes, they are back, and I believe the teams can switch the weapons since it happened in the lobby. Though I wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised if the team decides to switch what they are playing, unless Busy Banyans is going to try to counter that double blaster comp, because that's going to be tricky to deal with their current comp. To an extent.
I would say that they're not switching their comps, as we are already, they've all readied up, and we're now heading into the second match. Properly this time. But here we go. This is Game 2 of the Grand Finals of It's Dangerous to Go Alone. We have Internal Impact versus the Busy Banyans.
We do see a switch up, actually. With Lemon switching over to Explosher and Artemis going to Tri-Slosher. And the double blaster comp no longer existent. Going back to two Splatlings, a Flingza, and a... It's not Caper, it ends up. We got a lot of Suction Ball, triple Suction Bomb and Point Sensor. And, Juice has switched on the Junior from Sep. It looks like Busy Banyans is just going for really a lot of paint control, and both sides also did decide to run a Booyah Bomb, because this is Humpback zones. Booyah is very effective on the zone. And Internal Impact will take the initiative, getting 2 picks. The Booyah Bomb coming in the zone, but it's just quickly painted over. The Explosion is going to hang out and nearly takes out Fish. Fish has a lot of trouble. They get shot once, they're going to die. But they managed to duck under the K-Pro's fire, and Internal Impact is going to get nearly under 50 in the first minute of the game. But the armor is coming out for Busy Banyans, which will give them a chance to push back in.
Indeed, that zone is flipping in anyone's favor. However, the Busy Banyans do take it over for a brief period of time and take it over again, which gives Internal Impact a 41-point penalty to clear. The zone and Splats are going left, right, and center. 2 specials fight out from both sides. And a Booyah Bomb heading straight for the zone, but does not flip it.
Yes, that's going to be Internal Impact taking control yet again. It's interesting to see Lemon on a weapon that isn't their 96 scalar so strong with. I really like the Expo pick, but they're probably having a little bit of a hard time switching weapons, and we're seeing it. They're at least K out of the team. I still think it was a good pick overall for the map and stuff, but it's just going to be hard for them to switch. Especially if I'm betting next match they're going to go right back to 96 cal, so it may have ended up throwing off in the end. Especially now that they don't have to fight that double blaster comp. We see Angstrom getting a nice pick. I believe that might have been a double. That's 3 down for Busy Banyans. The Inkjet coming out. If anything, the Inkjet was a little early just to clean up that last member. And it's not going to get much value out of the Inkjet. So they will be able to get one fairly soon. Isn't a terribly high special cost weapon. And Internal Impact is nearly chewed through the penalty. The K-Pro is coming out with their Booyah Bomb. Gonna get this Booyah Bomb on the zone. And at least they'll get the cap. And they have a very small penalty to chew through. However, another Booyah Bomb comes out and they get away just in time. And the armor comes out to keep them from getting killed in the next fight. And they get the pick on the Zap. Really nice. Special timing and just mechanical skill we're seeing coming out of this team.
And there we go. The Inkjet comes out trying to get some more picks as there was 2 down previously on the side of Busy Banyans. As Eternal Impact does start to make their push, getting some turf onto the field. But Tanashi does not see the Booyah Bomb that was straight heading for the middle of the zone. And there we go. Internal Impact do possess this zone.
And the Try gets a pick out of that horrible corner. They're still alive. They are still maybe there. No, they rotated back toward mid. But the fact they stayed alive for that long is really impressive, though we see the Splatlings moving in and cleaning things up, especially with that Inkjet. So that Splatling is looking to their left, like, are we sure that... Okay, yeah, the Tri-Starter is definitely gone. Looks like they might not have seen the death thing at the start. And Internal Impact is going to have the chance to chew through the penalty. 1 down on both sides, and Busy Banyans did recap. And now Internal Impact is forced into a bit of a defensive position, especially with that Slosher taking the high ground. They're immediately forced back. And the armor comes out for Busy Banyans. The bomb's coming out. Busy Banyans will get the cap here. Okay, yes, they will get the cap here. The Nautilus can't maintain their fire for long enough to take out the Try. And so the X-Blosher will go down. And another Inkjet coming out, which is their 6th of the game.
That is a lot of specials to get it. But on the other side, the heavy Splatling has wielded 8 Booyah Bombs in this match alone.
Yeah, the Internal Impact special spam is incredible. Between 6 missiles, 6 armors, 6 enchants, and 8 Booyahs. It's just gonna be that's gonna be more than anything contributed to Busy Banyans' defeat because they were just constantly special pressure. The Busy Banyans, it's not over yet. It looked like it was gonna be over, but they managed to recap and hopefully they can hold us to a couple of picks. They've also had an insane amount of specials. Well, not too many Booyahs or Ballers, but they've had 17 armors combined, and they do still have a chance. The Try going for that fall off, not getting it. This is going to lead them right up into that Inkjet. They're going to peek back up. They're not going to get the Inkjet, even though they tried. And that's going to be a 3-4 advantage for Internal Impact. The 2 are going down.
Armor goes out. Are they able to get the zone? No,
and Internal Impact will take the game, making it 1-1.
That... Wow, great job on both teams. That zone was flipping like no one's business. And look at all those armors from the side of the Busy Banyans. 17 armors total. That's a lot of armor.
Yes, that is a medieval army's worth of armor, if anything. But yeah, that's... The armor still wasn't enough armor spam because you can get 17 armors, but if your opponents just like take a step back and it telegraphs your movement so much, they can just counter it by backing up and cutting you down, especially with all that Splatling fire raining forever. And now this time we will be seeing Rainmaker Black Boy Skate Park, but this time actually Rainmaker Black Boy Skate Park.
We're actually gonna see it this time. We kind of discussed on this stage earlier, but do you want to recap what we said earlier, Quark?
There's a lot of different paths to move in, both from the right, through the middle, and left, all of which are pretty easy for the defending team to hold because it all requires moving uphill, but as soon as the aggressing team can get a little bit of opportunity, the map can snowball like crazy because of how short the distance is between, like, once you get out of mid, like the area just outside of mid, the farther for that third of the map, and the goal is quite short, the score can get very high, and no score is safe here unless it's KO, because it's Rainmaker, and it's Rainmaker and Blackbelly, so it's Rainmaker moment, but like to the extreme.
Rainmaker Painmakers, as they say on the streets of Inkopolis.
Painmaker.
But here we go. We're heading into Game 3. We will be getting a Game 4 today, and maybe even a Game 5, seeing how the next two matches pan out. But let's see. Game 3, Internal Impact versus the Busy Banyans. Here we go. Blackbelly Skate Park on Rainmaker.
We see a Stingray for the first time in this entire top cut with that C-Jet coming out. A really nice pick because it's going to be so useful in defending here. Especially in Rainmaker where one Stingray, it's basically in the push unless the Rainmaker has some serious dodge abilities. And we see a fairly constant, similar... Yeah, a fairly similar comp for Busy Banyans compared to that first map, except they have switched over to that Forge Pro instead of a different midline weapon on the side of Leva. That's the bubbles are going to help them push a lot. Getting through those tight areas, and Busy Banyans will make the opening push, and the Stingray comes out and just says, no. Oh, the Rainmaker's trying the Stingray, but is shot back by the Zap instead.
But there we go. The Busy Banyans push has been cancelled by Internal Impact. 77 points is not really a push that is going to win you this game at all. Ink Armor coming out on the side of Internal Impact as they start to make their own counterpook. A Stingray out. The lead is already taken. Getting them down to 48.
And the Zap will stop that push in its tracks, but 48, it's a good lead, but
it's a good
Busy
lead.
Banyans just needs one wipe and they will blow that lead out of the water. However, they're gonna have to get into mid and get at least a few more picks in order to actually have that kind of push happen. And right now, Internal Impact is a really good defense position, but the Rainmaker gets a pick, taking out that Sharking Roller, which is going to make it so much easier to push up, but they don't have to constantly watch their backs for a swinging paint weapon of death. The Rain coming out, but they can't track the Rainmaker, and the Rainmaker will continue to stay alive, though another member goes down, and they're going to have to keep... They only have 25 seconds. They're going to move soon, and they really won't be able to. And they're going... Yes, they're going... But they just didn't have specials that whole time, and Busy Banyans is lacking specials like missiles that would let them push, or Stingray that would let clear a lot of space in mid. They've got bubbles, and they've got Inkjet, and they've got their armor, but Booyah Bomb takes so long to take out and won't stagger the opponents the way they need without getting a lot closer, which they weren't able to just because how much pressure Internal Impact put, and now the missiles are coming out, and a lot of specials coming out, actually. Nearly everything from both sides that they have. And the first pick comes out from Engstrom just taking out Lemon in a really nice 1v1.
That was a great splat, particularly after seeing the Inkjet on the right, was able to spot the other player and take them down. However, we do have two players down on the side of both teams. A Stingray coming out for the side of Internal Impact.
The Rainmaker's going to get taken out by a sneaky play. So the C-Jet finishes them off. Another member going down. Busy Banyans is going to be forced into defensive position again, but Internal Impact doesn't look like they want to push yet. They're taking it slow. They're waiting for their specials, waiting for other players to come back. And they're pushing now that they've got a little bit of purchase. They've got a pick. However, there's a pick coming out on the side of Busy Banyans as well. Busy Banyans will sword forward, taking out the Rainmaker carrier, moving into that C-Jet, which would be critical for them to get any sort of push here. Trading it out, which is least... Or that's getting the Zap. That was a Nautilus, which is going to make it a little easier for them to push, but they didn't kill that C-Jet they so desperately did take out, and that Ray is going to do Ray things. But they're going, and they nearly get the lead, but they're going to go 3 down. That Ray and the flank is going to...
It was nearly a great push with the bubble securing them a bit of turf and protection. However, with players on both sides of them, it wasn't enough for them to continue their push. And the Rainmaker goes down once again in the skate park.
Yeah, we've got a nasty fight going on half pipe. 3 down in Busy Banyans. Internal Impact is going to be able to move up, and they're going to go. They're going to break this lead. They're going to get down to at least 20.
No, but the ball's down!
But and all the members of Internal Impact stuff that really well placed in chat let them get so far, getting more picks. Yeah, as you said, and that's going to be an even bigger lead for Internal Impact. And Busy Banyans has one more shot, and I don't even think they're going to get it, looking at the pressure we're seeing Internal Impact put on right now.
But they're going to try.
But Artemis, is that a triple? It was either a double or a triple.
Oh, it was definitely a double. Let's just leave it at that. But here we go. They're making their counter push right now. 20 seconds left on the clock. They might have one. They could possibly be getting 2 pushes if they get splattered here.
But they run straight into the roller. And yeah, that's going to be the game. Especially with that Stingray getting ready. They're backing up just in case. And Ray just right at the Rainmaker. There is no coming back for Busy Banyans. Which will make the set 2-1 for Internal Impact. But really, this is still anyone's set, despite Internal Impact having that lead.
It is definitely... It's definitely internal? What's definitely internal? It's definitely anyone's game. We saw earlier that, and with these match, that all these games are really close. Like, you might see those ranks and say that these seem a little off, but no, these matches are close, and everyone's ranks change depending on what mode you're in. Particularly Clam Blitz.
Clams, yeah. It's a lot of people, especially if you're still working up Grid X, ends up a lot lower. Though for me, I have all X, but Rainmaker has been my worst this month. But then again, or last month, either way. Then again, last month's maps were just cursed in rank. And we're going to be moving to the Clemblitz on Snapper Canal, which you see in every tournament ever, and someone I know and frequently co-commentates with always complains about. Because this map is annoying for any team to push on.
Why do you find it annoying?
Well, teams struggle to push because all the entrances require a fair amount of coordination and really good control, because the defending team can control either the choke leading straight to the basket or the rails and jump approach to the right of basket. However, while that makes the map painfully annoying, it's also a really good test for teams of how coordinated they actually are. It needs a lot of coordination on the offensive team to actually get a push and continue a push because of how easy it is to defend.
Which is definitely interesting, particularly with this tournament, as these aren't known teams. These are teams that are made 2 days ago. So teamwork from these teams are really dependent on A, how much practice they've got, and B, how open each individual player is to each other. Because if you have one player who's just, oh no, I'm best, I am good person, you shut up, it ruins the synergy for the whole team.
Though I will note that Lemon and Juice are actually on the same team outside of this tournament, so I think Busy Banyans will have a slight advantage in coordination, which will give them a more pronounced advantage in Columbus, just because how much the mode less in coordination. So I'm interested to see. I'm thinking we're gonna get Game 5 right here, but Internal Impact could just run them over. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. This could be match point. Well, it is match point. It could be the match. But here we go. Game 4.
Double Gao coming out.
Internal Impact versus Busy Banyans. Let's head into it.
Yeah, but I really like that double Gao coming out of Busy Banyans between the K52, the Cape, and the 96 Gao. As long as that K-Pro, they're gonna have so much damage, and the Splatlings who need to stay standing and firing are just gonna get cut down, and the short range weapons are gonna have so much trouble getting in, just because so much damage output that regardless of where you're standing, unless you're getting shot at by that splash, you're gonna die in 2 shots. And the splash has burst bombs, so it's gonna be a lot of just suddenly you're lost, nearly dead, and it's been 2 seconds. And we're seeing that with Busy Banyans getting a really nice opening push and nearly a full wipe. They've got a lot of clams coming in as well.
And all the way down to 59 clams, and they still
have an exceptional use of that splash wall there too. And then Tanshi's going to come in. More clam, getting under 50. They keep putting those walls up by Artemis, which is a really good strategy, and now they're finally going to be forced to back off.
All the way down to 41, which is an incredible push for the first push of the game. Having that turf control early into the game really did give them the advantage of making this initial push.
Yeah, and I think Internal Impact does have a special advantage and a very significant point. They've got all 4 in line, but they're going to need to make sure they do them right, because if Busy Banyans just turtles out and backs off, those specials will get nearly no value. But we see Nautilus getting that early pick with their main weapon, now going in once they already have an advantage with that Inkjet to get another pick. That's really going to scatter Busy Banyans and force them to not be able to defend. Another member going down. Busy Banyans is just away from their basket, but Internal Impact doesn't have enough clams. It isn't passing them and doesn't have the pity. They just can't. They finally got the pity jumping in, but the jump is camped. It just took them too long to get a clam ready. We're seeing what happens when you have coordination issues, and
misses. Oh no!
They had the best opportunity they could have asked for, but they just didn't have the clams in the right places.
And that miss in the second did make it unfortunate. It would have been very unlikely if they got any more clams in after that. But it is definitely something you do not want to see today.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward because they had 8 clams. So I think I saw a bunch of this way pings, so they were asking for clams, but it just didn't come fast enough. And now both gals are going to team up on that knot and force them to back off with that wall coming out and the fire from Lemon. And one member does go down in Busy Banyans, giving Internal Impact a bit of an advantage, but they don't have much map control. And they still need to move up. They need to get out of their spawn. And they seem to be playing a bit wary right now because they keep having members taken out by that long-range fire. The splash is going to go down. The Booyah Bomb coming out is going to get some space for Busy Banyans to push up and at least hold mid before they can push again.
Indeed. And Busy Banyans do have 21 clams that, while Internal Impact also have 2 specials, 1 special as that gets used. But Artemis goes down. Was that a Splatgon kill? There was a
really nice kill. They fell on the bomb, which is unfortunate, but really nice bomb placement. But Lemon is going to go for... Yeah, I guess I didn't see that spotting there.
That power clam is barely survived from falling, but it is not going to get picked up by any member on the Busy Banyans. And going down, we are now only having 1 minute and 15 seconds left before the end of this match. It is very much looking in the favor of Busy Banyans, but Internal Impact, as we've seen, can make a push with huge impact.
Yes. Always here for the puns. Yes, we see a member of Busy Banyans getting busy, taking out that Inkjet, getting a number, gonna go for the triple. They're gonna get the triple, dodging that roller, doing a really good job, and that's gonna open things wide open for another push for Internal Impact. Throwing in the power, they're not, and the juice is gonna dodge right around those bullets incoming. The armor's coming out. This is looking like Busy Banyans is gonna be able to extend their lead, or not. Or then Juice is going and throwing in the bunch of getting enough clams in, and then Tunchi falling right back. However, they got down to 35, which is going to help them. And since Internal Impact has not scored yet, they can afford to get fully wiped. Though it's still going to put them at a disadvantage while they're trying to spawn in. The Internal Impact can push up. Internal Impact this time is getting their clams ready, and in advance this time, they seem to have learned what they screwed up the last time, or rather, and this time they've got a movement.
2 specials out. A wipe. That is 1 power clam in.
But they've got so much to make up.
Another power clam.
That's going to be the game. And that's going to be the tournament point.
100 to 0?
Not 0, but 100 to the lead by 1 point. A third power clam coming in. Or I don't know if that's the second or third power clam, but either way, an exceptional comeback.
Internal Impact definitely making an impact on the scene today, taking from 100 to 40 in literally 5 seconds flat, having that 30 clams at the ready, 2 specials, turf control. That's just the perfect formula they needed.
Yeah, they had, despite their last push being very distracted, the next push was just textbook. They pushed up, they used their specials, they got a wipe, they threw clams in. Really well executed and a really nice push to see, and that's going to be them taking the tournament, so congratulations to them.
That was absolutely incredible.
That was amazing.
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to say thank you everyone for joining today. If you'd like to leave the tournament some feedback, there is a feedback channel in the server now, so with a link to a Google form. So if you want to just head over to there, give us some feedback, we'll see what we can to improve the tournament. I'm not promising everything will be done.
Linking the Discord for you one more time. And
Thank you.
And all the new follows I got today, thank you very much. But normally I don't do this. I just jumped in because they needed someone to help out. That was a freaking amazing game. That was amazing. But
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for doing this today.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be able to commentate something, and thanks for streaming on very short notice.
Hey, you're welcome. I was streaming my own matches. I got a junior quad earlier today, so even though I lost, I'm perfectly happy about that one. So
well done.
You guys do great commentary, but I am going to end the stream now because I have been live for 3.5 hours around there. So
yeah.
Have a
I did breathe.
Thanks for stopping by, all you wonderful people. Have a good night. I'll be streaming my own stuff tomorrow.
Yeah. Take care.